Hey y'all, welcome back to the Coco Swatches YouTube channel. My name is Ofune and I am the face behind some of the swatches y'all might be seeing in your social media feeds. Today we are talking about the bronzers that all of y'all are so excited about. These are from Makeup Revolution and they are their Splendor Ultra Matte bronzers. I posted these bronzers on my Instagram and my Twitter pages. Y'all are going crazy over them, so I decided to do a full YouTube review / demo for y'all. Today's look is going to be a little 90s inspired. We're going to have a little fun with it, and we're going to use only bronzers on the face and eyes. So if you're interested in these bronzers, want to find out more, want to see which ones you should get, stay tuned and keep on watching. Alright, so let's see what we're working with here. We have Deep and Deep Dark. These are the two darkest shades in the entire collection. Out of these two, I would probably choose Deep. On the other side of the spectrum, we have Medium and Medium Dark. There is one shade that is lighter than Medium, but these are basically the two lighter shades that will probably work for darker complexions. Out of these two, I think Medium is a little bit warmer than Medium Dark, so I would choose that one. But my favorite shade out of this entire collection is Dark. I feel like it's the perfect bronzer for me. So if you're looking for a bronzer and you are close to my complexion, definitely choose Dark. I feel like, yeah, it's a perfect shade. It has a warmth, has a depth. So if you're looking for a shade out of this collection, you only want to get one and you are close to me, get Dark. Alright, so now we're going to get into the look for today. I didn't really mention it in the intro, but we are doing kind of a 90s glam look. So I'm going to run through my complexion routine real quick, and then we'll get into how I apply the bronzer. So I'm going to go in with powder from Mented just to prep the face. This is in the shade Medium Dark, I believe, Medium Deep. It's their middle shade. They only have 3 shades, so the middle one. I'm just prepping the face, and I'm coming to y'all with nothing on my face because I feel like we're focusing on complexion today. So starting off bare-faced, setting that powder with Milani's Make It Dewy setting spray, and then going with my Milk Makeup Primer. This has kind of been my routine. Learned it from Jordan Liberty. Mentioned that in the previous video if you're wondering why I'm doing all this before I put on foundation. So after the primer has set into my face, I'm going to go ahead and try something. Well, I'm such a klutz. I'm going to try a new concealer. Y'all are raving about this concealer on Instagram, so I decided to pick it up. It's the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I'll have the shades that I used down below, but I thought I would try to use this concealer to color correct first. I definitely feel like I probably applied too much, especially since it's a hydrating formula, but you live and you learn. You live and you learn, folks. So next we are applying foundation. I'm going with Smashbox today just because I feel like this is a really underrated foundation. I don't use it a lot and I'm not going nowhere, so it doesn't really matter what foundation I choose as long as it matches my complexion. Again, the shade names will be down below, but I do think this is a really good foundation. Actually, I really like it. It looks really natural, but still is like has a semi-matte finish. So yeah, just going in with my foundation with a brush, going back in with the e.l.f. Hydrating, can't talk, Hydro Camo, I don't know what that face was, Hydro Concealer, and I'm using 2 shades. I think this is Deep Cinnamon, and then I'm going to go in with Deep Olive in the inner corner just for a little bit of extra brightness. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about these yet. I feel like I need to do another look with them just because I think I applied too much overall. Like, I don't know. Anyways, so I'm going ahead and letting it dry and set for a little bit before I start blending it out. I also do wish that the color was a little bit richer. If you watch my channel, y'all know that I like my concealer to be a little bit more like on the orangey side, and so it's kind of like a light orange. It does like really also blend out really far and kind of thin, so I feel like I wish it was a little bit like more coverage, I guess you could say, but it's not a bad concealer. This is my first impression. This is not even about this concealer, so I'll stop talking about it. I'm setting with my Mented powder again. I mixed their light powder with their medium powder, and I'm just carving out the place that we're gonna put the bronzers, the star of today's show. I didn't put anything down beforehand because I don't want anything to like mess up the demo part, so you guys can see how they actually perform on top of makeup. So I'm going in with dark, like I told y'all, that's my favorite shade out of the entire collection. I'm using my MAC brush to just pat that into where I would normally bronze, and it's working perfectly. I love this bronzer so much. I feel like it's just perfect. It is not the right amount of pigmentation. I don't need a lot of it, but then it's not like overwhelming me, and it's perfect. Like it just did what it needs to do. Like, it's just no hassle, no sweat, no stress. Like it is what it is, did what it did. I'm super satisfied, and yeah, I'm happy with this bronzer if you can't tell by my voice. So I'm going ahead and applying dark, but like I said, this look is going to be using as many bronzers as possible. So we're going to go in with dark just to start things off, but I want to see how I can kind of mix and match. So deep is my second choice. If you're looking for something a little bit darker and you don't like dark, go for deep if you're my complexion. So I'm just using deep kind of in the hollows to kind of just, it's like, it's pretty warm, but because it's a lot darker than me, it is like doing a little bit of sculpting. So I'm just using that under, or over rather, dark, but like, you know, under my cheekbones to kind of lift them up a little bit. The powder outline is kind of getting erased. So I'm going outside the lines, but basically they're just there for a guide anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I'm looking quite bronzy. I mean, today's look is 90s inspired, so we're not doing highlighter today. We're just going all matte. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're gonna land. I figure why not just go in with that deep dark? I mean, we're here, aren't we? Might as well. So I decided to try to chisel under my chin, because that's a safe space to kind of try it out in case it looks crazy. Putting it in my hairline a little bit just to kind of, you know, like again, sculpt, and just tapping it ever so lightly into my cheekbones just so I don't look, you know, doesn't come off ruining my entire look. I will say that deep dark is pretty cool tone. It's pretty neutral to cool. I do wish that that shade in particular, especially for my deep dark babes out there, I wish it was a little bit warmer, but it is something that can kind of sculpt the skin. So, you know, we're getting all the bronzers in there. We're getting all the bronzers in here today. So this is medium, or we're gonna use that as a little bit of a blush. We're just gonna be bronzing it up. We're getting like a bronze, beautiful butterfly without highlighter today. So yeah, I basically used the entire collection on my face, and now I want to use it on the eyes. So on the 90s, I feel like they do like this really harsh kind of cut crease look. So I'm using medium dark. That's, in my opinion, one of the more neutral shades in this collection, and I am putting that in my crease just to kind of deepen it up. And yeah, this eye look is not going to be super complicated. I just want to also show that these products are multi-use, and bronzers in general look really great on the eye. Whichever bronzer you choose for your skin tone is also probably going to look really nice on your eyes, just an FYI. So we're going to go in with medium and just kind of put that above the bronzer that I just put down, the medium dark. Forgot to mention that I was trying to do a skinny brow. Didn't really work out the way I wanted to, but again, like I always say in my videos, it's just makeup. It's 90s inspired, so it doesn't have to be exactly as skinny as they used to do it back in the day, okay? This is gonna have to do for this video. So just creating a shape with medium there, just going above into my brow bone, a little bit under the eye. Then we're going in with deep dark to really just kind of deepen and bolden that crease and just make it a little bit more intense. Honestly, if it was a normal day, I probably would have stopped where we're at, but since I'm trying to do a little bit more of like a dramatic and not like a boring look for y'all, I'm gonna go in and use deep dark. And like I said, I want to use all the shades that I have, so I think at this point we've used every single shade that I have. So yeah, deep dark in the crease to kind of just deepen things up, create a little bit more drama. and just using a small fluffy brush to do that. So yeah, I do think, again, like I said before, that this is the only, not the only, well, if I had to pick one shade that I feel like can be improved, it's this one. But then it's also really exciting that it's so dark, because we don't really have a powder that you can buy for 12 bucks on the market right now that's this deep. So it's like a catch-22. But yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So I'm using a little bit of a cheat code to kind of cut my crease. You can do this step with concealer, and that's just a eyeshadow brush that I'm using, but I'm actually using Huda Beauty liquid matte shadow. I just find for someone like me that has oily lids, using a liquid matte shadow is easier than using concealer and setting with powder, because like the liquid matte shadow is doing both those steps in the same step. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So I'm just adding a little bit of mascara. I'm about to put on falsies. I don't know if the falsies I have are very 90s, but I just grabbed one that I saw, and there they are. I'm gonna line my waterline with a little bit of it's not white, it's like a light brown. It's like basically just opening up my eyes. And then I'm gonna add the dark bronzer under my lash line just to kind of bring this look together. So really we're just having bronzy eyes, bronzy face, just a bronze moment. So adding some mascara to my bottom lashes to finish this look. And the last thing I want to do is just add beauty marks. I don't do this. I actually wish I did it more often, but I always forget. I do have a few beauty marks on my skin, and so I'm actually going back and filling those in with my felt tip eyebrow pencil. I feel like this makes, even if you have a lot of makeup on, it makes your face look just more natural somehow. So that is my finished look. And for your viewing pleasure, I've put together some 90s hairstyles that I just felt like, when I was growing up, I wanted to be just like Moesha. Like I was like Brandy all the way. So I thought it'd be fun to put the hairstyles with this look. All right, so let's get back to the makeup. So y'all have seen the swatches, y'all have seen the demo. Let's just do a quick overview of what the bronzers are like. So like I said, I posted the swatches, and let me just bring them up here on my phone. Posted the swatches for y'all of what they look like, and hopefully y'all could tell in the demo, like these are really a no-brainer. Like I don't really have that much to say about them other than you should just try them out, because number one, they are hella cheap. I mean, they're not like the cheapest thing ever, but in terms of the bronzer world, I feel like this is one of the cheapest ones for deeper skins with this number of options on the market. Like there's only 6 bronzers in this collection, and I could use 5, which is unheard of. So yeah, definitely go cop them, order them on Ulta, check them out if you have any kind of doubts. But let's just kind of get into depth on the shades real quick and what I think about them. So I'm gonna swatch on the screen the darkest one compared to Morphe's Prodigy and Prime Beauty's Chocolate Liddy, just to show y'all the difference. Now, one of the biggest critiques that I'm seeing, and that I also agree with, is that they are not as warm as they could be. So what I'll say to that is that some of them are warmer than others. So I definitely think that the deepest shade, the deep dark, is super deep, definitely, but the warmth is missing there a little bit. I think for me, dark is the perfect amount of warmth and depth for my complexion. So I feel like that's like a perfect bronzer shade. Medium dark is more on the neutral side. Medium is more on the warmer side. Deep is kind of neutral. Deep dark is more neutral cool. So I think they have a range between cool, neutral. I want to say cool. Well, yeah. I guess that you could say they have a range of cool, neutral, and warm tones in this collection, whereas we would prefer them to be all kind of warmer. But I think because the price point and the depth are so unique in the beauty industry right now, it's worth giving a hand clap. I mean, no collection is perfect. No brand or collection is going to be exempt from critique. So, I'll definitely say that they could be warmer, but I'll also say that compared to what else is out there right now and at this price point, you really can't go wrong with these. Like, you really can't. If you find that the one that works for your skin tone is too neutral or cool, but you've never tried a bronze before, I would still say check them out, just as something to try, like sculpting your face with. Also too, you can mix the shades together to kind of get your achieved look. So if you have deep dark, you can kind of mix it with dark, and you know, play around with them. Just because I mean they're not like free 99, but like you can get 2 of these bronzers for the price of like one really popular brand's bronzers. Any brand that you can think of really is, I think, at least gonna run you at least 20 bucks. So with all that being said, I feel like the pigmentation is there. The pans are huge and you get so much product for such a small price. They're accessible, the range, I mean, honestly, like I'm really impressed by this launch. It's a drugstore brand, UK based. Finally, the UK people are getting some, you know, depth. I know they complain a lot about, you know, not having a lot of options for deeper skin tones. So finally we're getting some representation there, affordable, accessible. You know, it's interesting that it's this launch during quarantine, because I might not have as many nice things to say. Well, let me put it this way. If this had been a normal launch and I had gone to the store and not been able to get all the shades, I would have been disappointed. But obviously we don't have that option right now. So you know, all I know is that I could get all of them online. It was fairly easy, so I was happy with that. Yeah, I always have to talk about the user experience and the in-store experience, but right now that's not really a relevant thing. But yeah, all in all, I would say if you're interested in these, check them out. Hopefully this video helped anyone trying to decide what shade to get, or if they should try them at all. And yeah, if you have any other questions, obviously per usual, drop them in the comment section down below. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So again, hope this video was helpful. And that's all I got for y'all today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you're feeling this video, like it. Again, drop me a comment and subscribe to this channel for more cool content. All right, y'all, that's all I got. I will hopefully see you in my next video.